Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another video, and this is a paid request for Chad. Thank you so much for that. For those interested in requesting any type of videos, whether it be a topic, reaction, commentary, review, re-review, whatever the case may be, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both things are down below in the info box. Now, the movie at hand is called The Ninja Mission, which is a film that, honestly, I have heard of. I do remember back in the day, my friend, I think it was him, my friend Mike OCP, way in the old days of YouTube, he would just upload movie trailers. Because he would get them, I forget what website it was. It's a website that's no longer around, but he would get movie trailers, upload them to YouTube. And that was one of the first cool things to see on his channel. It's like, I love watching movie trailers, so to watch him in that. What new movie trailers is he going to upload next? And one of them was a film called The Ninja Mission. I remember being this like rough, shoddy, looking trailer, and I'm like, I've never heard of this movie. What is this movie? The Ninja Mission? And this is the first time I've seen it because it's never had a Blu-ray. I don't think it's even had a DVD release. I've heard one of the reasons is the director, Mats Helge. I guess he's a Swedish guy, and for some reason he's been the bump in the road for this film getting more of a physical release. Because trust me, if this was allowed, it would be something like Venator Syndrome would release. Because the film itself, like I said, it's a Swedish 80s action film involving ninjas, no one Asian. Which, I mean, hey, before American Ninja, because American Ninja was 85, this was 84, where Swedish soldiers, but it's dubbed for English, and I say soldiers, but some of them are ninjas with ninja garbs. One guy named Mason is to protect this woman. And right from the get-go, it kind of starts, I'm like, what the hell's going on? This girl is walking, then these people are chasing her with guns, and for some reason, sometimes the guns have this laser pew 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 sound. But sometimes they don't. So I don't know if it's just the silence. If you use a silencer, then they thought that means laser, because pew 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 pew. But then there are other times where there's a actual gun effect. So again, I don't know if that was what they thought silencers sounded like, or. But I'm trying to think if maybe there were other times they shot and it wasn't silencers, but they still had the pew 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 sound. I thought that was just a very funny sound effect for that. But the reason Mason's protecting this lady is because she's the daughter of this scientist. The scientist that found some type of formula for energy, and he's in Russia and he wants to defect to the West. But the KGB don't like that. They ain't having that shit. The KGB wants his ass. They want the formula because they want the energy, nuclear fission. They want it for their own. That's it. So the bad guys want to get the daughter, kidnap her to use it against the professor. So Mason's trying to protect her while some people are going in to try to get the professor. Things don't work out the best. The daughter gets taken. The professor, he thinks he can trust his female assistant, but she's a traitor. He doesn't know that yet. And some men get killed of the good guys. She blames it on the Russians. She gets the guy, the professor, on a helicopter. They make him believe they landed in, I think, like Sweden. Oh, you're in safe hands, and these are the CIA, and help us. And they had the daughter try to convince that too. And then by the time you get to the third act, Mason and the ninjas have to go into the castle, try to get the professor, the girl, and the formula, and save the day. Now, as a film, I thought it was a decent time waster. I'm glad I saw it. Would I see it again? Sure. Like it would be nice to see this film cleaned up. It'd be nice to see this film, get the Vendor syndrome, arrow, that type of treatment. Because while there are issues and problems I have, so I don't love the film, I think there are issues. Again, as a time waster, I'm like, I've seen much worse. It's not American Ninja or American Ninja 2. It's not Revenge of the Ninja but I like it more than American Ninja 3 and 4 and 5. I like it better than some other films. And it's nice to see films that you've never seen before. And this has some surprisingly gory moments, and that was the highlight in the third act. Some surprisingly gory moments, which I'll get to with the spoilers. But yeah, the first. Okay, imagine if a movie's in 3 parts. The first 30 some minutes are fine. They go at a pretty decent pace. You don't really get to know any of the characters. There's really no one in there you would recognize. So I don't really have the star power familiar face that I could lean on. I go, oh, I'm for this guy because I recognize the actor. And there's really no time for character development because, again, within 5 minutes, the lady's already being chased and the good guy's saving her and all this other stuff. His team of ninjas, you know even less about. So it's kind of hard to care about any of the characters because I'm like, who are you? And okay, your name's Mason, but that's all I know. You're Mason. But if you don't care about that, like there's a decent amount of action in the first third. Again, there's a car chase, there's shootouts, there's a shootout in a club. There's a little bit of ninja weapons being used. One of the issues is in the middle of the film, for a good 20, 30, it drags badly in the middle. Because the middle is the professor and then the daughter being tricked into believing they're in a place that they're not, while the good guys are getting to their destination, go through like a little bit of a truck roadblock thing, and a lot of preparation to get into the castle. I thought a bit too long. I thought it was a bit too stretched out. It just took too long for them to go through air ducts and go through corners and get to where they need to go. I would say that's one of the weakest parts of the film. But it's still not a long film. It's 90-some minutes long. The third act does have some pretty decent, not in terms of fisticuffs, but again, some nice, surprisingly gory moments. But the thing is, it's the good guys doing it to the bad guys. So if you want to see ninjas kill a bunch of Russians, this is your movie. No disrespect to Russians and Russian pirate that some of the subscribers have. But I may just say, if not every day you get to see ninjas kill a bunch of Russian soldiers. And some of the action is decently handled in terms of there's a bits of slow motion. There's a decent variety of weapons being used that I didn't think were going to be used, which was, again, surprising. The acting is there. I've seen much worse. I've seen much better. Like I said, it's one of those films that is so unseen, unknown. They kind of go into it blind. You go, oh, okay, there's some pretty decent stuff in here. Again, I would say in the first third and the last third of the movie. But, I mean, again, the spoilers. Like, the first third, I liked that while he's protecting the lady, some of his buddy ninjas arrive, and someone takes a ninja star and hits into a guy's face. Not once, but twice, like into the face and the neck with ninja stars. I mean, oh, okay, a little bit of violence there, that's nice. When the other team are trying to get the professor, they're not in their ninja garb, but the guys like pretend to be innocent, but then he puts his elbow up, and like rods, these like iron rods, shoot out and hit people in the face. Didn't see that coming. I thought it was funny that while Mason has protected this girl and told her her life is in danger, she's like, "Yeah, I appreciate that, but I go sing at the club." Because your life may be in danger, people may be chasing your ass, but you gotta keep your job at singing at the club, so you gotta do it. So he follows her to it. You do a bit of a shootout, which the bad guys take out some bystanders. One guy gets like one person gets shot in the neck and stuff. Although I thought the editing was a bit confusing because sometimes I didn't know where the hero was at. I mean, where's the hero at, and how did he get from here to here? So that was a bit confusing. There's an alright car chase, and then again the daughter gets taken. He got phone in to a superior. Appears they got the girl. Meanwhile, again the guy's saving the professor. His female assistant is a traitor bitch. Kills the guys without him knowing, and they get him on the helicopter, and they make him think he's going somewhere where he's not. And like I said, the middle section really drags. I thought that was the biggest mistake the director made, because it really slows down and kind of just, you will want to push the fast forward button, which is never a good thing, because there's really nothing there to note. Again, it's they're being tricked, the good guys are getting to their destination, and then you go over here, you go over there, maybe take someone else silently. Infiltration. And to be honest, like a lot of the violent, gory moments are done by the other ninjas who you don't even know who they are and their faces and really their names. Like Mason guy, he tries to get the professor, some stuff happens, he takes care of the female assistant bitch, gets the girl, him and his buddy go in the air ducts and they go to safety. But it's really the other ninjas who I don't know their names. They're the ones doing all the badass stuff. So I wish they would have had the hero, the lead, do the badass stuff. I'm like, these faceless ninjas, they're like the badasses of the movie. They're doing fisticuffs there. They're kicking ass. And talking about the gore, all the Russians, they're wearing all in white. I'm like, oh, I know why they're... Well, that's a uniform, but... I'm sure they were happy about it because they'll paint the town red. There's a lot of squibs in the film. Lo and behold, a low-budget film from the 80s has squibs. Low explosives to simulate gunshots, which they can't do today. One of the ninjas comes down and cuts someone's head off from here to there, and this part flies up in gore fashion, and someone turns, and you see it like a slasher film. Like, it's as gory as a Tom Savini effect. I'm like, where the fuck did that come from? And then another has these darts that I guess they explain if they shoot in a vein or an artery or an organ, it'll explode. So they shoot at a guy's head and the head explodes. They shoot at a guy's stomach, his stomach explodes. They shoot at a guy's back, the back explodes. Or the side explodes. I'm like, where the fuck is this all coming from? Jesus Christ. There's people that get shot and blood squibs. A lot of squibs. Machine gun squib fun. I'm like, why isn't the good guy doing all this? I wish. If it was they should have had where it was him by himself, a one-man ninja army, or him and his buddy, the two of them, and you develop the buddy more, and there's a two-man strike team of ninja fury, and the lead could have the explosive darts, or the guy could have the sword, or vice versa, and then go take some names and kit some ass. But yeah, it's a lot of action in that third act. Not from the hero, but from his buddy. And then they escape, and then they blow up the castle, and then they get in a vehicle. They're attacked by someone in a helicopter. there's a blockade, they're firing, you get a bit of slow-mo, and that's where the good guy finally kills a bunch. He's shooting, Russians are flying about, and they're flying around trying to do their tumble-aya, tumble-roosty. Sadly, the other ninjas who are the faceless badasses, they die. I said it was spoilers. All that's left is Mason and the girl. They killed most of the Russians. The head bad guy, I guess, was going to make the deal with the CIA. Like, we'll share the formula. But then Mason pretends he ripped it up. And all the guy does is, "You're fired, Mason." Like, that's all. I'm like, oh, shit. You did try to, shoot him or kneecap him. It's like, "You're fired, you dick." And the Russians like, no, wait, we can have a deal. So I don't like that guy doesn't get a comeuppance because he deserved it. That's what I mean. There's a lot of stuff in this movie that are disappointments. Let the good guy have more stuff to do in the castle. Don't let the middle drag on so much. Let that guy have a comeuppance. But I do like that when the CIA guy's flying away in the helicopter, he yells down to the guy, the best line in the movie, "Hey, go fucking Eskimo." Because they're in the snow. So, I mean, go fucking Eskimo. That's what I mean. There's also little moments here that made me smile. And okay, yeah, this is at least a time waster. Not the best. It's flawed, but I had some fun with it. And so he rips up the thing. He gets fired. He walks away, but then he gives the real thing to the daughter, saying, "Hey, by this point, her dad, the professor, has died. What do you want to do with it?" And then she just burns it. So I thought that was kind of anticlimactic, where it pretended like he destroyed it. Then gave it to the girl, and then she destroyed it herself. I'm like, you might as well just had him destroy it there in the first place. What was the point of faking destroying to give it to her, and then she really destroys it? And also, I guess the reason she did is because both governments, the fact that they were willing to work with these guys, even though all the bad stuff they did, understandably rubbed her the wrong way. Although I would have been like, let's see what the UK tells us. Or, hey, you're from Sweden, right? Does Sweden want some nuclear, power, some energy? Does Sweden want to rule the block? I mean, it says you're from Sweden. But no, she just burns it. So it just becomes kind of anticlimactic. Definitely not as memorable as when State Pliskin did it, destroying the tape in Escape from New York. Or even Escape from LA. Wednesday, welcome to the human race. So it does have its issues, it does have its problems, but you want to see a Swedish action film with a decent synth type of musical score, a decent amount of action in the first and third acts of the movie, some surprising gore where people get their heads cut off, people get their heads and stomachs and backs exploding, and some squibs and ninja fisticuffs. You want to see and hear someone tell to go fucking Eskimo. If that's some fun to be had, it is for free on YouTube as of this recording. Feel free, give it a look, and there you go. So, did I have fun with it to an extent? Yes. Was there stuff that could have improved? Yes. But I didn't mind it at the end of the day. I didn't just tighten up the middle or give the middle more action. Maybe build up the lead character and maybe his buddy as well. Let them do more of the action in the third act. Have the third act be a bit more of an explosive. Like the last 5 minutes or so. Just a bit more satisfying for the reasons I said. But, again, there's enough there that I had some fun with it. So with that said, thanks for watching. Take care, and we'll see you guys later. Bye-bye for now.